Dear member, how are you? I hope you had a very good weekend, as well as I did watching my Formula One Grand Prix. And then I told myself, because this is a classical technique done with Canson paper, which consists in using the real color paper as the body color of the car, I told myself I might make a little tutorial about my members to show how easy in reality can be to make a sketch like this one. Of course, there are a few things that are different. For example, I make my outline with a white pencil instead of a dark pencil. And I use that because in reality, I'm using the white pencil because all the highlights, it's the outline, but it's also the highlights and where the light is hitting. For example, as you can see in this area, much more, than the rest of the car. So it's enough to add a little bit of white to the color of the paper, that we get the light, the light area. Then of course we must use some cool gray markers, because with the cool gray markers we'll just add a little bit of shading. Now here I use also the black because I really want a very high contrast. But in reality we could also sketch just like this. For example, if here where is the shadow, I go a little bit, stronger, you have a feeling, that this type of color and gray, it's already enough. Then we can put a little bit of outline on the rim there, here too. You see, it looks pretty nice, just with that gray marker. So, to make my tutorial for you, I have another paper, which is the same one. I will just sketch, okay? Let's make a quick sketch. Cool gray, yeah, remember, this is just cool gray, not warm, cool gray. And then I will start with, with number 4, which is medium light gray, and I will start using this. Now you see it very dark, but in reality, when it's gonna get dry, it's gonna be much lighter. Okay, that's one thing we have to remember. And now the last thing I have to do is I will take a number 7 and I'll do everything is shadow, knowing that this is going to be my focal point. So I will try to be more consistent in my sketching, in my using my marker in this area, than in other parts. You see, now we're starting to see the car. Now there are still few things I have to do in order to make sure that I have a good transition. I take a number 6 to make sure that I have a nice transition in some areas so that it's not too harsh, you know. Little marker, red marker. So now if this is, you know, the light is hitting here, so what we're gonna do, we are going to take the white and we are going to use the white to bring the light. And as you can see, I shade, I go from really white to very light. And to make sure that on this paper we have a better white, you have to cross hatch a little bit so that the texture of the paper gets really white, unless it's not a real white. You see? Now it's very nice. A little bit there. Now, of course, the light is here. So in this area, it will be a little bit more grayish. Little details. Looks nice. And now we have to make our light signature. I'll make it there. You see? Just want to make it a little bit better. You see? So now we have a very nice I fix a little bit there just to make sure that it looks better with a little bit of black, very lightly. And the last thing I do, I take my brush, number one, with a little bit of acrylic, white acrylic, and I will apply some highlights in this area, okay? Okay, so first of all, here. You see how nice? A little bit of the line there, just a little bit, not too much here. I'm using really the texture of the paper, okay? I'm not pressing very hard. Now, of course, we had to put the highlight in this area, and here it's gonna be stronger. You see? Very shiny. Very nice. And then here. Okay, I think that our little sketch is done. Hoping that it has been very useful for you. See you next week. Thank you for your attention. Ciao.